Hi everyone, this is Jagriti, a broad education consultant at EduVisaServices. Today we are here to discuss questions we have been receiving from some very enthusiastic students wanting to study in Ireland. Before starting the session, do let me know if I'm audible in the comments below. Okay, so let's get started with a small introduction of two very experienced professionals who are going to answer all your questions today in this live Q&A session. So we have Bindu, our senior most hire at EduVisa Services. She is the head of operations. She has inspired and helped over more than 5,000 students achieving their study abroad dreams. She has earned her master's degree from Texas Tech University, USA. We also have Raghavendra Singh Shekhawat, who is an MBA from Dublin Business School in Ireland and a very accomplished entrepreneur. Hi, Bindu. Hi, Raghavendra.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Yeah, so now I am going to start with the questions I'm receiving. So, yeah. First question is for you, Raghavendra. Khushi is asking, why is Ireland the best country to study in Europe?
Okay, thank you so much for having me here. So I just start with a quick introduction of when I was in Ireland, right, and why I think it was my best decision to study in that country. So I was there in 2014, 2015, and when I was shortlisting the countries, I definitely wanted to go to Europe. At that point, was the like the most common destination for students to go. But the problem with Europe is most of the countries have like a bilingual thing, like you have to learn the language, or if you don't, then it's difficult to get into the job market there. But with Ireland, first of all, the best thing was that English is the only language there, even though they have like a regional language, but it's very rarely spoken. So almost everyone speaks English there, and it's the official language. And secondly, the masters is just for 1 year, and the fees is very reasonable. So it's just an investment of about 10 to 12 lakhs or 15 lakhs. That's the max in most of the colleges. And then you get a master's degree that's recognized everywhere, and you not just that, you also have like the post-study work visa thing going there, just like any other country. So yeah, I think there were a lot of advantages, but these were the best things that I think.
Thank you so much. So next question I have for Bindu. Pooja is asking, what is the duration of masters in Ireland? 1 year or 2 years?
Pooja, masters in Ireland is normally of 1 year duration. But there are certain institutions in Ireland that can get you enrolled into a 2-year program as well. For example, if you have your BTech degree from ECE, electronics and communication, but then you want to do a master's in computer science, then you would have to study an extra year, build your skills, build your knowledge, and be in par with other students. So that is the only case in which you will get to do a 2 years program, which is provided at very limited institutions. Otherwise, a normal master's degree is of a 1 year duration.
Okay, thank you, Bindu. Thank you so much. So next question we have for Raghavendra. Varun is asking, how much does a student earn while studying in Ireland?
So it has changed from the time I was there, but I think right now it's about 10.5 euros an hour, and you're allowed to work 20 hours a week. So do the math, you're at around 800 euros or something if you work your full quota of 20 hours a week, between 800 and 900, which is more than enough for the monthly expenses, including accommodation, food, everything.
Okay, thank you so much. Next question is for Bindu. Hemant is asking, can I apply to masters without IELTS?
Yes, Hemant, you can get an admission and a student visa for a master's program without IELTS. It is very easy in Ireland, especially. Instead of IELTS, all you would do is take Duolingo English test. Duolingo English test is a very simple test. It is less expensive compared to IELTS, and you can take it from home and get the results in just 48 hours. So you can do a master's without IELTS by taking the Duolingo English test.
Okay, thank you. Next question I have for Raghavendra. Chitra is asking, can you let our students know about the job opportunities in Ireland?
Yeah. So first of all, if not probably not a lot of students know about this, but Ireland is like a tax haven, right? So a lot of companies have their headquarters, European headquarters in Ireland, because the corporation tax is really low, the lowest in Europe among most of the developed countries, right? So a lot of countries, in fact, a big number of Fortune 500 companies have their offices in the EU headquarters in Ireland. So the job opportunity, there's no dearth of job opportunities. You have to be just aware of where to apply, how to apply, and all that, and just make the right choice at the right time. But there's no, Ireland is probably the country with the smallest population and the largest number of job opportunities. So it is not able to meet the skilled worker demand year on year, which is why people from other countries keep moving, keep going there. But yeah, there's no shortage of skilled full-time job opportunities for students once they graduate.
Okay, thank you for answering the question. Next question we have for Bindu. Yogesh is asking, I have 68% in BTech. Will I get an admission into MSc Cybersecurity?
Yes, Yogesh. Different institutions have different requirements. However, the minimum academic percentage that is required in your bachelor's degree is about 55 to 65%, depending on the institution. So with 68% in your BTech, you will be able to get an admission into MSc in cybersecurity.
Thank you. So next question I have for Raghavendra. Bhavya is asking, I have a refusal for Jan 22 intake from Canada. Can I apply to Ireland for masters?
Yeah. So again, that's a very good question. You definitely can, and probably Ireland is the safest country in terms of visa application if you have received a refusal from any one of US, Canada, UK, Australia, or New Zealand, because all of these countries share biometric information, which means they know if your visa have been refused. And a visa from Canada is as good as a visa refusal from Canada is as good as a visa refusal from either of the other countries, which includes UK, US, Australia, and New Zealand. So if you have a refusal from Canada, your chances of success in all of any of those countries is very low. But in countries like Ireland, it's definitely still very high. You are still like a fresh candidate. Not to say that you should not be disclosing. You should still be disclosing that you got a refusal from Canada. But as far as you meet all the requirements of the student visa for Ireland, you will get it.
Thank you for answering this question. Next question I have for Bindu. Kavita is asking, do I pay the entire fee or just the initial deposit after I get my offer letter?
Kavita, you must pay the initial deposit amount to secure your seat and accept the offer, definitely. But this deposit will eventually get deducted from your tuition fee. And you need to arrange for funds once you get your offer letter or apply for a loan for the balance of the tuition fee. And you must have paid the entire tuition fee for the first year in order to apply for the visa. So to answer your question in short, you pay the initial deposit first, secure your seat, and then you apply for the loan and pay the entire first year tuition fee.
Thank you. Thank you for answering the question. Next question we have for Raghavendra. Bharat is asking, what is the difference between college and Institute of Technology in Ireland?
So again, a very good question. Colleges are usually they're focused on a certain like they are more academically oriented, versus the Institute of Technologies. They're more practical education oriented. So they are like so it's like we have universities in Canada and colleges in Canada. Universities are like more into masters and academic programs, versus colleges are imparting more of the skill-based programs and education, right? So but Institute of Technologies are huge. It's not that they are small institutions. No, they're huge. Their professors are all academicians, so it's not that level of education is any lower. It's just that the kind of approach that they have towards the education is different. And if you are, for example, if you come from a BA, Bachelor of Arts background in India, right, and you think that you don't have enough skills to work in like a business environment, or you need to develop a lot of skill set, right? You're not a BCom, you're not a BBA, you're not an engineer or something, right? So I think Institute of Technology would be a very good option for you, because they would work starting from the basics, and not like, just kind of start from a level where you are not currently at. So yeah, but this is a very good question. We will discuss this into much more detail in the webinar. So any one of you looking at this video, viewing this video, please make sure you register for the webinar. We will be discussing all of these topics in a lot more detail.
Yeah, Bharat is also asking that do universities help students with job placements? We are going to discuss this in the webinar.
Yeah. Again, we'll discuss that again in the webinar. But to give you gist of it, it's not the culture in the West. So either US, UK, Ireland, Canada, none of those countries have like a culture of campus placements that we have in India, right? So we don't have universities like companies coming into the university or college campus and rolling out offer letters. They do come, they do conduct education fairs. They want to promote themselves. The companies want to promote themselves among students, so that the students know how you can apply to them and all that. So so the fairs are there. They might be known as like a career fair, but it's not a job fair. Like you don't interview at that, in those events. You don't get to apply for positions in those events. So you will have an opportunity to interact with companies and know more about them and the kind of positions they hire for, but not exactly like, interview for the roles. So no, there's no presence.
Yeah, thank you so much. Next question we have for Bindu. Umesh is asking how much does a 1-year master cost in Ireland?
1-year masters is usually about 12 to 15,000 euros, which is around 10 to 12 lakhs. But colleges like UCD and TCD can be higher, Umesh. They can go up to 15 to 20 lakhs also. But on an average, most institutions have about 12 to 15,000 euros. So for your living expenses also, you'll have another 8 to 10 lakhs that you will have to count into it for your 1-year masters.
Thank you, Bindu. Yeah. So next question I have for Raghavendra. Vikas is asking, do international students get any discounts on tuition fees?
Yeah. So again, tuition fees, usually there is like a scholarship that you can get if you get, those are either merit based on your academics, or if you get like a higher IELTS score. There's some colleges will offer you like a certain amount of scholarship. And I've also been told that EduVisa also have some exclusive partnerships with some colleges, wherein they can get students scholarships of about 1,000 to 1,500 euros. So that's also a considerable amount given the low tuition fees. And apart from this, even when you go to Ireland as a student, you have access to discounted bus fares. You have access to you have like days when you can go to the bars and the restaurants and have like show your student card and get some extra discount there. So it is quite popular. It's a very popular culture in Ireland for students to have discounts. Some of the places, like you would have a fixed day, and then the others you just have to show your like the student ID, and you will get a discounted price.
Thank you. Thank you for answering the question. Next question I have for Bindu. Sonal is asking, I have 6 years of work experience and in IT field. Can I do masters in cloud computing from Ireland?
Yes, Sonal. You can apply for masters in cloud computing with relevant work experience. And it also seems like you have significant work experience. Long study gaps are accepted in Ireland. Only if the only thing you need to do is to prove your work experience by providing work experience letters or appointment letter or pay slips.
Okay, thank you, Bindu. Next question, Zaid is asking, what type of housing is available in Ireland?
That's for me?
Yeah, this is for you, Raghavendra.
Okay. Yeah,
Zaid is asking, what type of housing is available in Ireland?
Yeah, so students would usually opt in for the shared apartments, right? Even though you can, at some places like in the suburbs, you can, a group of students can rent out an entire house. It is expensive, but a larger group can share a house. But usually, if you want to be near downtown so that you don't, waste a lot of money in the bus fares and all that, and you can walk to your college or university. So in that case, you can live in the downtown and you'll be having accommodation in terms of like an apartment that you can share. Now, again, some students would share a room also. So there are rooms wherein you can, they would be cheaper, like two people sharing a room. And then, some people would prefer to have a room to themselves, which would be a little more costlier. So if I talk about the term, like the cost, like we'll discuss it in much more detail in the webinar again, because it's a huge topic on, I have some inputs on where you should live in Ireland, where you should go and, find an accommodation for and all that. So we'll have more inputs, but yeah, this is the gist of it. So mostly it will be apartments and near the downtown, like the city center.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, next question I have for Bindu. Anil is asking, will EduVisa help me with the visa process also? Do you have any fee for your services?
Anil, we absolutely have no fee for our services. We do provide visa guidance and consultation at zero cost, but it's for all those students who start their admission process with us and have their offer letters through EduVisa.
Thank you. Thank you for answering the question. Next question I have for Ragraj. Sahid is asking for what are some of the best things about studying in Ireland?
So yeah, so first of all, there are a lot of Indian students going there. So you wouldn't feel like, you wouldn't feel like you don't have anyone to talk to, or if you prefer sharing accommodation with with students from India, you will not have like a shortage of that. And then secondly, the Indian food is available very easily there. Very good Indian food is available. And again, the one of the very important things is the public transportation, which covers. So Ireland is a small country, right? The public transportation would not just cover the cities, but if you want to go and see places like, you want to go outside the city and visit the famous tourist destinations, you also can take a public transportation, a bus to go there, which is not very common in most of the other countries. You have to either rent a car or you have to have a car. So if you are an international student in Canada, you will probably definitely have to get a car at some point. Otherwise, you're only going to be in the city. So if you want to go outside, see places, visit places, there's no public transportation there. But fortunately, Ireland is very, very good in those regards. You just pay a fixed bus fare, and that also is discounted for students. You pay the bus fare and you can see all of the places.
Okay. Thank you so much for answering the question. This is all from my end, and you guys have almost answered all the questions we have been receiving from the students. Now, thank you so much, Raghavendra. Thank you so much, Bindu, for such incredible insight into how to study in Ireland. And today we could only answer few of the most asked questions. But for so far, for all of you, we are conducting a special live webinar to go into the depth of how to study in Ireland and programs, eligibility, visa, and so much more on 9th of June in live webinar at 6:30 p.m. So we also have a very special gift for all of the students will be present in our live session. And EduVisa will also we are also posting a link in the description below for how to register for the free webinar and so much more. Thank you for being with us. Go ahead and register now. We will see you live on 9th of June at 6:30 p.m. Thanks a lot.
You live.
Thanks. Bye-bye.